Hi there, Logic Language learners. So happy Halloween for those of you that either celebrate or hold the tradition. So in keeping with Halloween, I thought we'd talk about the word. What word are we talking about, Gabby? Or the suffix? Ique. So ique is a very common suffix in French. That means a little part of the word that goes on the end of the word. And so I wanted to talk about how most of the time, I repeat, most of the time. Gabby, did I say all of the time or most of the time?
Most of the time.
Most of the time in French, when your word in English is ical, not like, oh, he's all lickle and ickle, but like ical. So for example, most of the time, you will swap the suffix for
Ique.
sign, ique. Okay, so what Gabby isn't telling you is on the back of this A4 paper is preparation for the DELF and the DALF French exam, which makes Gabby go. So, good. So we're going to talk about al first. So we're talking about adjectives. Okay, so for example, if I said normal, Gabby, what's French for normal?
Normal.
Normal. Okay, what's French for legal?
Légal.
Légal, lovely. What's French for social? Social.
Social.
Lovely, great, etc. Now, can I remind you with al adjectives that if we have a plural male, we go to, so I am normal, not in a million bloody years. Je suis normal. She is normal, not in a million bloody years. Elle est normale. We are normal. Nous sommes normaux, because we are plural. And this is something that's going to happen with nouns as well as adjectives. So, for example, un journal, how would you say two newspapers? Deux
journal.
Lovely. Gabby used to have a very responsible job running lots of hospitals. So, un hôpital, deux hôpitaux. That's it. So, al is a good sound in French. We're not saying al is a bad thing at all. Shout out to our friend Al. So, the fact is, al is great. We're just saying that if you use ical, I-C-A-L, then not all the time, but the majority of cases, it will become
Ique.
You just can't get the staff. Okay, so basically, musical, musical. Yeah, so that one's staying where it is. Grammatical, grammatical. Okay, and consequently, the adverbs will be the same. So, musicalement, grammatical, plural grammatico, whatever, so that is safe. However, then we get onto the massive, and there are obviously a few others, but let's talk about how the majority of cases become. So, geographical, what would it be in French, Gabby?
Géographique.
Okay, I'm going to hold the sign. Political, Gabby, what's it going to become?
Politique.
Technical,
Technique.
Physical, physique. So obviously, if you wanted to make any of those adverbs, physically would be physique.
Physiquement.
That's it. Technically, technique.
Techniquement.
That's it. Typical,
typiquement.
That's it. We're going to go to an ique. Lovely, lovely. Symmetrical,
Symmetrique.
Lovely. Identical,
identique.
Lovely. Practical,
pratique.
Lovely. Notice what Gabby cleverly did. She didn't say pratique, she said pratique. There's no C. Hypothetical, hypothetic. That's it. Lovely. Economical, economique. Okay, so great. There are a couple of comical, comique, hypocritical, hypocrite. Yeah, hypocrite. There's a couple of exceptions. If you're economical as in a person being economical rather than pertaining to. That's the grammar teacher way of saying something to do with. So if it's pertaining to economics, it could be économique, yeah, but économique. But if it's like a person who's economical, you can say économe. Okay, so that's slightly different. Good. So in other words, if you are going into your French exam or your French speaking and you'd come across a word which is ical, I-C-A-L, then be careful because most of the time it will become, one more time, Gabby?
Ique.
Great. If you come across an AL, then the things to remember are that AL in French will sometimes go to O if it's plural, and sometimes will go to L. Yes, and I think I've done another video when AL becomes L. Yeah, EL, and that is a big thing as well. But today our focus for Halloween was ique. So I will pop this video up later. There's going to be one more video in a moment, all to do with fear. Gabby, what are your feelings for the DELF? Joy or
Total fear.
total abject fear. Okay, so we will record that video in just a second. Okay, happy Halloween. I hope you get lots of sweeties and candy. And even if you can't go out because of COVID, I hope you sit on your fat asses and eat lots of sweeties and candy anyway. All right, take care. Speak soon.